Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, Monday, November the 13th, starting the week after Friday's big rip to the upside. Today, we don't have any big important economic data. We only got consumer inflation expectations ticking a little bit lower from the previous one, 3.7 to 3.6. But the main thing that everyone is waiting for is tomorrow CPI data. We are expecting flat on the month over month, flat on the year over year on the core inflation, and on the headline ticking lower from 0.4 on the month to 0.1 and from 3.7 to 3.3. That's the target. So until tomorrow, usually no news days are continuation. But I have some really interesting technical data to show you. So let me explain this setup. This is the daily on the Nasdaq. As you can see, we already broke through resistance. I hope you check my weekly recap on Saturday because that's a really impressive video. Just trust me. Go ahead and check it out because that has a lot of info for this week. But the main thing is that we have thrust the daily on the Nasdaq. We broke to the upside this trend line, and I'm watching to this, as you can see, this fair value gap on the daily. This was resistance on Friday, and we broke through. So what's the next thing that I'm watching? So obviously, after breaking through a bearish fair value gap, we are waiting for the liquidity swipe. And that swipe maybe at these highs, basically at 15,719. That would be our first liquidity, and then this second liquidity would be much higher, shy below 15,900. So I'm bullish due to this daily. But take a look at this. Look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour still has this fair value gap that we are right now currently going through. And we have also on the 1-hour chart from Fridays, we have this bullish fair value gap. Look at where the market dropped into the open and bounced off. We bounced off of this weekly last week high and also from this fair value gap. So I was really bullish today. Once I saw that, you had to be really patient because during pre-market, this was the high on the pre-market, the first buy side liquidity up here, but this was the open. We sold off and then we bounced. I had one opportunity here that I missed on this fair value gap on the 1 minute that we held, and then look at this move. It's grinding higher and higher and higher. We got our first liquidity break, high of day, and we are continuing higher and higher and higher. And then we are here right now. So look at this price action. Looking at this, it's basically on negative delta. That means that there are high time frame participants really buying all these dips. Intraday traders are selling the market while all this big pocket money, look at this push through liquidity. The next one is settlement, and then we got this up here. So let me just recap the negative delta. This is due to the negative delta, people, big money putting limit orders while all the intraday traders are pushing the sell side. That means negative delta while we are pushing higher on price. So there's big money coming into the market looking for that squeeze, looking for continuation. And up here, I was long, I think it was at this fair value gap. Look at this. Once we establish the high of day, look at this beautiful dip. I was long here until here. This was my trade. I finished that. I'm now talking to you, doing my video, and I really think on the 30-minute chart, we can see that the 1 hour fair value gap that we got from Fridays, it's 11 minutes until it closes, but looks like it's not going to hold. So we swiped down, we held the fair value gap, and now we have this bearish fair value gap that is going to be rejected, and we have last week high, Friday's high as the target. But we have settlement, we have pre-market highs. Those levels might be profit taking targets, at least for me. If you have two contracts, just take one off and let the other one run, or things like that. Take some out at these big levels, because we are already pushing from the lows with this weird price action. This buys liquidity is just swept, and if we now do this on a big retracement and start doing this, this is manipulation into buy side liquidity and prepare for a big rundown. That's my forecast. If we don't see this, prepare for at least 15,600 settlement or pre-market highs. Full swing, because the daily is looking juicy. The daily is looking pretty bullish on the Nasdaq. On the S&Ps though, let me just check the ES, the front-end contract. We still have this daily fair value gap. We just swipe this, but we can still reject this. So ES is a little bit more bearish than the Nasdaq, and I'm not too confident on the ES to really push through this. Nasdaq already did that on Friday, and we are looking for liquidity up here and ahead. 16,000, remember, my target for the end of the year, and perhaps not even that, perhaps high, all-time highs. All the things that I like today is that the dollar is not holding on the 30-minute chart. I had this pivot right here, support, resistance, support, and now breaking down. So this is pushing the stock market today, the same as the 2-year yield pulling back, the 10-year yield pulling back, and Russell is putting a nice day today, 0.35, at least leaving behind this gap, partial gap fill, bounce up here. Maybe we can look for this retracement, again retest of the 45 EMA in the daily, but small caps are pushing. And who else is pushing? Tesla, 4% on the day. Nvidia, 1% on the day. Meta, 0.70% on the day. Look at the price action on Meta. It's just the same kind of price action as it's been propping up. It's been propped up like the Nasdaq. Nvidia is super bullish. Look at the daily. It's screaming all-time highs. Microsoft already did that, and it's trying to hold all-time highs. Microsoft today is a little bit in the red due to the gap down, but Apple is also weak. That's why we are seeing this choppy price action. So let's go back. This is what I don't like. We are leaving behind a gap on a retracement after buy side liquidity has been swept. And if we take down this, let me just do it right here. If we move down, I mean, you can just have a stop up here and look forward for this kind of profit. We might swipe these pivots that we left behind. All these guys are targets for the sell. So just be patient, wait for it to reclaim this fair value gap, push through, and then I think we can confidently say that they are looking for settlement, pre-market high, and beyond. So that's my forecast. Be really patient. Today, we didn't have any news. Tomorrow is a big day, and the price action is not the best. We have our technicals, we have some liquidity being grabbed, but this is just super choppy. So I tried to take some setups, medium probability setups, but now that we swept buy side liquidity. I mean, I'm not too confident. I was looking exactly for that right here with this stop, and there was the ratio for the trade. But up here, I mean, this is your profit margin, I think, most probable. And this is all your downside. So if they think that with this liquidity they can push down, we might see some disaster into the afternoon. But if not, just wait. There's this little gap, fair value gap, and this top. Just wait for that setup. This setup is quite bearish now that we've taken liquidity. So be really careful. And that's all from my side. As always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel because I upload videos like this one every single day for market forecast, market updates, and market recaps. I appreciate your time as always. Remember that discipline and risk management are key for your success. If you don't plan to trade this afternoon, I highly recommend you to check my weekly recap on Saturday. Just give it a go. Half an hour, plenty full, a video full of information for you to gather insight on Friday's move and what is to come this week and maybe the next month. So stay safe everyone and see you tomorrow.